Let's talk about on the pitch, right? You know, when you obviously I play football every Tuesday with a load of other lads called Fat Dad's Football, right? And the one who you tackle someone and the one who gives you a bit of banter, or is it the one that you hit and they run off quietly? Which one of those two have you got to watch?
The banter that actually goes on the field,
Yeah,
and the chat. Wimbledon, you know, when had the music blaring, you know, that sort of basic stadium, and Vinnie Jones and Big Mick Harford.
Big fashion.
Oh my goodness, you know, the banter in there.
like
The banter on the pitch is good.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens now because the cameras are on them. They hardly seem like they can laugh and relax.
Yeah.
But we'd be laughing at, even your opposition, something happens, someone fall or something, and you're saying, what about that? Well, shit touch, whatever, do you know, like... And that doesn't seem to happen now. Do you know?
Referees as well. So Midge, you remember Midgley? He said, I said, you're having a beast, you Midge. He goes, oh, better than you though.
He was good, Neil Mitchell.
He was
brilliant,
class,
wasn't
class. You could say things and he'd cut it back.
Yeah.
Now people upstairs marking him and going, oh, he shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be doing this. A completely different way.
Are there any sneaky tricks? Because I always remember a story about Dennis Wise. You know, when you'd go down on the floor and he'd pick you up and he'd pull your arm hairs. Is there stuff that goes on like that? Or?
Only him. He's done it a couple of times to me.
Really?
When you
Emmy was bad for that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
really.
right. When you're on the floor and he's pretending that he's helping you up and he pins underneath you.
Really?
Yeah.
Then you throw your arm and you're off, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just a game.
I always tell you an early story. When I must have been about 19, got in the first team, they're playing Fulham away. So is George Best, Rodney Marsh, all them. So all night I'm thinking, George Best is not taking the piss out of me this afternoon. So I couldn't sleep, get there. So I'm waiting for my time to go and twat him so hard, you wouldn't know. And it comes about a minute before half time and I go whoosh and he goes whoo, like that, falls down. And there's murders now. Trying to pick me up and all sorts of, you know, when I'm trying to make sure make my claim on George Best because he's George Best and he doesn't want to play. It's those things that you get in your brain all the time, going through, you know, you'll be doing it centre forwards, centre off.
Yeah. The thing is, back then you always had at least one chance to kick someone, and you got to get it right. Because after that,
I cannot see him kicking anybody. Really? Were you a bit dirty?
No, it wasn't
Not
dirty.
straight away, but then it just sort of, you just see it switch.
As well, you know, when you're as you're obviously a defender, when you're an attacker and you know that you've got that 50-50 header, I love them. Not because you've got to state your claim on the pitch, haven't you?
You can't even risk a tackle now, I don't think. I don't think you can actually go heavy. It's really, they don't even mean it now, but you're off. That even just that leaving the ground or leaving
talk
that.
about tackles as well,
Yeah. Now it's different though.
Hang on, he used to kill everybody.
No, we used to fly in.
He'd be off every 2 seconds. No chance.
I do remember one, I don't know if you were there, West Ham, Lee Cattermole played next to Catsers and Scott Parker and Noble. So literally it was going and I could see Cats getting irate. He'd got one on him. He goes, right, come on then. So I've gone round one way and he's turned into Cats, literally. Finished him, red card, 30 minutes.
I remember playing at Nottingham Forest and Neville Southall at Everton at the time. He puts the ball down for a goal kick, and I've got Stuart Pearce behind me, and he's looking at me, he's laughing at me. He wants to chip the ball up there so Stuart Pearce can come and hammer me, right? Because I think I'd taken the piss out of Neville before the game. So he's like looking at me and you're going to get this, right? And all I could hear was the thunder of Stuart Pearce's feet coming at me. Knocked me out, completely knocked me out. Unconscious I was for about 5 minutes. And that's Neville Southall. I've got a lot to thank him for.
Talking about fouls and stuff. Out of you guys here, who's got the most viewed video on YouTube? Any idea? Him. What would you say?
Tackles, he's missed tackles.
Is Michael Brown the dirtiest player ever?
Missed tackles.
100,000 views it's got.
Just a bit slow.
And that's only his family.
Slow, I didn't mean it. I didn't tackle anyone.
Properly, no.
Never touched them. Never touched them.
He's just misunderstood, isn't he? I mean, one of those guys.
You talk about that. Cluffy used to say to us, right, your job is to stop him playing. Left winger, fine. So early on, you've got to get one in. You say early on. So the ball goes up to him, you go, Peter Barnes, great example. And I knew Barnesy, and he'd go, Viv, what are you doing? He says, don't like it, Barnesy. Go over the other side. And the other fullback would go, boom, like this, and Barnesy would go, what's going here? Where do I play now? I can't go there. I can't go there. Go and play in the middle there somewhere.
When would that happen now, though?
Oh,
Straight,
yeah,
no,
no
you're going
chance.
to get one straight away.
You get you get a yellow card straight away, wouldn't you?
Let's talk about the opposite side of it. This man down the end here.
You know, I've never been sent off, have I? I knew you were coming to that. I was just waiting. I seen your eyes look up at me. There we go.
How many red
I
cards?
didn't
How
have
many
many,
yellows?
7, I think.
What? 7 reds.
7. I got away with a few, though.
But like, would you say the game is harder then than it is now?
100%.
Yeah?
100%. You get like Jimmy Case and Souness
Physically
and all
wise,
them.
Like, I mean, like, diving, obviously, people, you know, falling out.
Physically, it was far harder back in the days.
It's more technical now, and the game's gone on. It's brilliant what we're watching now, and so quick.
You say it's quicker. Do you think it's quicker? Quicker than when you played?
Yeah, I think so.
Seriously?
Yeah, I saw the transition as I got older.
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
Is that what saw you off at the end?
No, not really.
It's the timing and the speed that they do it at, I think. Do you know, the weight, and then they go at full tilt. That's the difference.
Do you know the one?
Speed,
Do you know
top
the one
speed.
thing? And I mean, because you've still been playing recently. The one thing that I would have loved is to play on the football pitches they have now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a snooker
Bowling green.
table. God, can you imagine? Can you remember the baseball ground, Derby County?
Yeah.
You know, can you
Oh, yeah,
remember
it was a joke.
It was a sandpit.
Hey, Man United was like that as
And
well.
there should never be sand in Derby. I mean, but it was
Tottenham's like that now.
it's landlocked, but there was loads of sand everywhere, and the boys are stopping it. And everything.
We ended up second to Liverpool with Man United, my second season, and all we could do, we couldn't play into midfield players. You had to kick it in the corners, and Sparky used to go bang in the corners and smash centre halves, and we get free kicks and we'd score. Because the pitch was that bad. You can only play in certain areas.
Now it's a heated pitch and all kinds. The game goes on every time, right? Yeah, I want to say a big thank you to all of our legends down here. Michael Brown, Viv Anderson, Trevor Stevens, Emil Heskey. It is play on for the fans. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Pleasure.
You're welcome. You're welcome.